Alright, today I'm doing a short video about precision anchoring using my equipment. When it comes to precision anchoring, your miles may vary. I'm using a fish finder with GPS and a trolling motor with an anchor mode. And the required item you need for precision anchoring is a fish finder with GPS and one that can mark a spot and show you how far away from that spot you are. I'll talk a little bit about using an actual anchor at the end of the video. But the first thing we need to do is find a spot to anchor at. Now there's a drop off over here that I'm going to try to mark, and I'm going to use that as my precision anchoring spot. I'm going to mark the bottom of the upslope on the upstream part of the drop off. You can see here where it starts dropping off. Slow down a little bit. And I'm going to try to catch this right when it starts going up. Right there. What I can do, I can take this and mark it right there. And now it's marked on my map. I'm going to cut my engine and go to the trolling motor. Now what I'm going to try to do here is spot lock in the current and then see where it lands me. Now while I wait for the trolling motor and the boat to adjust itself, I'm going to highlight the waypoint. It shows that I'm 92 feet away from the waypoint, which is way too far for precision anchoring. And I may be to the left a little bit too. It sometimes can be hard to judge, especially on a current like this, which is going in a curve. So I'm going to move over to the left a little bit and fall backwards a little bit. I want to be within 60 to 70 feet of the target. Pushing myself backwards with the trolling motor because the current isn't that strong here. There we go. I'm going to spot lock it and see where I land. I think I'm still over a little bit. And I think it's because of this current. In a situation like this, I would use my side rod holders. Let's look at the fish finder. It says I'm at 68 feet away from the target. There's the waypoint. There's my boat. In a perfect scenario, you want it directly behind you. I may try moving over a little bit more to see what happens. Like I've already said a dozen times, this is actually a harder spot to spot lock because the current is coming out of the steam plant and it's going in a curved pattern out to the river. And that drop off is over here to the right. The best thing with precision anchoring is to know where you are versus where you're wanting to cast. Now that I'm anchored in place and know where my target is, I have to know how far I need to cast. I only need to cast about 30 yards out. And these Okuma Classic Pros, these things can go 60 or 70 yards. So you have to keep that in mind. If you have like an Abu Garcia 6500 C3, a light cast with that thing will go 60 or 70 yards, which means you will miss the spot. That goes to show that these big Okuma reels have an advantage. All I wanted to do here was this precision anchoring video, so I don't have any bait with me. And I don't think there's any catfish here anyway. And the wind is blowing me sideways. It's another thing you have to take into consideration. But anyway, casting, you just want a gentle cast. And there I am, right where I need to be. And hopefully my hook won't get hung up. All I'm trying to do here is to get as many baits as possible right in front of whatever's in the water. whether it's a drop off or if it's a tree. A big old root wad in the water may have 1 or 2 fish in it, and it's probably not going to be wider than this boat. And if you're in heavy current, you need to use heavy weights. These 4-ounce weights that I use won't work in the super heavy current. And when you're using the heavy weights, these drop straight down right in front of the target. And they're all within 5 feet of each other, right in front of your target, trying to entice the fish out. So you have rod, bait, rod, bait, rod, bait, and then 3 more on the other side, all perfectly spread out, straight down, right in front of your target. That's what we were doing in this video above when we caught that flathead. There was a tree in the water and we had precisely cast in front of it. At least my rods were precisely cast in front of it, and it's the one that got the fish. Since this wasn't as perfect as I thought it was going to be, I'm going to go out on the river and see if I can find another target to precision anchor on. Okay, I think I found a tree in the water right here. You can see where it's red, and then you get like a green spot. Right there. So I am going to mark that. Got it marked. And cut my engine. And hope I don't hit the bank over here. As you can tell, I've been over this spot twice. I just wanted to find something before I recorded. It was a lot clearer on my first round, so I must have got a little bit over than my first time over it. And this bottom is really, really rocky. As you can see, there's a cliff back there, so there's a lot of underwater fun going on back there. I'm quite sure this is snag heaven. That's why you want to be precise as possible when you anchor up near whatever you find. Now I've anchored up 1,000,000 miles away from it. I'll go over here and highlight it. I'm 196 feet away, so I'm going to have to go backwards quite a bit. The current is keeping us pretty straight here. As you can see, I've gone too far, so I got to go back upstream to try to get positioned right. So I've hit spot lock, so it's trying to get us back to where I hit the button. Trolling motor trying to orient itself. So we're right about 60 feet. This is kind of the minimum that I'd want to be. And judging by the lines on the map and the way we're positioned on the shore, it should be almost directly behind us. One of the things I still need to get is a drift sock. It would help immensely when I'm spot locking in something like this where there's lower current. I throw the drift sock out the back and we would be perfectly aligned with the bank up there and the bank back here. And just like I showed earlier, when you cast out the bait, you don't want to cast it far. Gently lob it out there. And since we're right next to this really nice looking cliff, I'd probably put one right next to the cliff as well. Who knows, there might be flatheads here, and I definitely should have brought some bait. This is definitely a nice looking spot, so I'm going to keep the waypoint on my fish finder and come back someday. The only thing about this stretch of river, it can get down to 65 degrees. But there you have it, that is precision anchoring. If you use an anchor, you're going to have to go like 120 feet away from the spot, throw the anchor out, go till it snags something, and then just move your way back. And we have 2 jet skis about to pass. All right, if you have any questions or if I've missed something, please leave a comment below and I'll try to answer your question in the comment. If you like this video and want me to continue to make gear-related videos or boat-related videos related to fishing, please give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below of what you'd like to see next. Thank you again for watching.